Right. Well, I wanted to ask you about this waiting.
Oh, you mean in my office?
Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
We have a general waiting room.
A general
we call
waiting
it the
room.
WR.
Uh-huh.
And then we ask the patients to come into these little examining rooms. Mm-hmm. We have 30 of them.
30?
Sure. And the patient sits in there, and then I make my rounds, and I go from each little examining room to the next examining room.
One cubicle to another.
To the next examining room, and like that. And, they say doctors, have it easy. Well, it isn't easy walking from each one of these examining rooms to the next. I have to carry along a little, one of those change makers that I have, wear it on my belt. And, a cash receipt.
How many nurses do you have?
We have one nurse.
One nurse. 30 cubicles, one nurse. Running from cubicle to cubicle, as it were. How much money, if I may ask, do you make a year?
Well, see, that's what you don't understand. People in your medium don't understand, or your media, They
People
don't
in the biz.
In the business. You don't understand. You see, you don't talk to doctors about money. Money is not something that we even want to get involved in or think about.
Let me ask you again,
But
sir.
I
How much
grossed about
do you...
$87,500
About $87,500 last year.
Get a nice tax break on a small chicken business I own, too. Right.
Why don't you, with that $87,500, invest in a couple of more nurses and perhaps a couple of more doctors for your 30 cubicles?
Well, good nurses are hard to get. And I've tried. No. Good nurses are hard to hire, You don't find your good nurses, and particularly the nurses who will be willing to work at the wages that we have to offer.
What kind of wages would that be?
$1.18 an hour.
$1.18 an hour.
But they do get those wooden spoons, those things we stick in the throat to take them home and make popsicles for their kids.
$87,500 you cleared, and the nurse $1.19 an hour.
Well, now, wait a minute. You see, that's another thing about you people in the business. You jump to conclusions. I told you $87,500.
Right.
That's a gross figure.
Not too gross to me.
It's a gross figure. There are taxes. There are all sorts of things we in the upper medical profession have to worry about. I didn't clear $87,500.
What'd you clear?
$79,400. All sorts of hidden expenses in the medical game, And besides, I don't like to talk money. Let's talk about people's problems and how we can help them.
We'll talk about something else.
Right.
Yes.
For instance,
Go ahead.
Oh, well, it's very important for people to get an annual physical.
How is that?
Well, you want to check things out, make sure people are fine,
Sort of like a spring tune-up.
Oh, yeah. You check their heart, their lungs, their liver, their kidneys, their wallet, all different things, My office, I take Master Charge, Bank Americard, American Express.
Have you thought about consolidating, cooperating?
I haven't consolidated since I was in high school.
With other doctors?
Oh, I see.
Corporate structure?
Oh, yeah. In fact, it's funny you should ask, because next year I'm consolidating with a bunch of other doctors. We have 12 other doctors.
What type of doctors are these?
Well, they're one Swami who's coming in from India. I've got a guy who is a chiropractor, very big with bones. I've got a guy who specializes in hair.
Hair?
A lot of diseases of the hair people don't know about.
Oh, the heartbreak of psoriasis.
Sure, heartbreak of psoriasis. What's psoriasis? And I've got some other, I've got a foot man coming in, an ear man, an arm man, leg man. I'm a leg man. That's another program, too. So we'll be pretty well covered. A guy will come into the clinic, say, what's the problem? It's my feet. Send him right down to the foot doctor. Sure. And we will again take Master Charge, Bank Americard, American Express, Diners Club. And we have a new thing in medicine now, computer medicine.
A computer?
Oh, sure, very important.
The computer that automatically diagnoses your illness, is that?
Well, it does more than that. It not only diagnoses your illness, it not only gives me a complete medical background as to what has been happening with you and your body over your past life,
right,
but it also gives me an immediate readout on your financial condition.
My financial?
Oh, sure. It depends on what kind of operation you're going to have.
Operation?
Yeah, I mean, if you're scheduled for surgery and you have X number of dollars in your account, you can't afford that operation, there's no sense in giving you that operation.
That's probably true.
Right.
So you have an alternate operation that would be less expensive.
Right, just like anything else. It's like when you fly. You either go tourist or first class, right?
I suppose.
Sure, the same thing works. And when I took my correspondence course, 80% of the courses there dealt with the stock market, financial capital gains. We had a course in golf. Different things like money management.
You are a member of AMA, aren't you?
The AMA?
American Medical Association?
Oh, no. I'm not going to join any group like that. No way. Because, they're all respectable physicians. They don't realize the new modern medicine.
New modern medicine?
Sure. We also have insurance plans. You send me $1 a day, you don't have to come in for your annual physical. I'll send you the report. It says everything's fine. Saves a lot of time. $365 a year, you're set. We even touch up x-rays. Sure we do. Let's say you broke your arm, right?
Right.
Well,
I've
usual
got a
broken arm thing. You'll come in, maybe $200-$300 to set it, fix it, and forget it, right?
That's right.
Well, if you don't have $200, let's say you only have $75 or $78. You give me that, I touch up the X-ray, fine, no problem. And I also give you earplugs, so you don't have to put up with the screaming all the time.
How is it that a brilliant young doctor like yourself never married?
Well, this is kind of touchy for radio.
Well, I think we can handle it.
You think so?
Our listeners are pretty
All right.
mature.
In the course of my practice, I see many, many women during the course of a day undressed.
I suppose, yes.
Right.
As a
Now, you stop me if I'm going too far on the radio.
Surely, I'll stop you.
Okay. And I see these women, and I say, well, there's a woman. She has a problem. How may I help her? Clinical.
Right.
Right? Clinical. Nothing else.
Right.
Right? Well, I see a woman on the street, or a girl that I happen to be going out with, and something turns physical, some kind of I hate to use the word, sexual thing.
Sexual drive.
Well, it doesn't happen for me.
Does not happen.
No, I see a woman in the altogether, and I think in terms of medicine and stuff like that. Unless the broads will
I think we've gone too far.
Oh, okay.
What things can our society look forward to from your medical practicing in the coming years, sir?
C to G.
C to G?
Sure. Cradle to grave protection.
Oh, how does it work?
Well, you come in and you sign a paper. You can put it on MasterCharge, Bank of America card, Diners Club, American Express, personal checks.
I sign this paper. What does it
with
mean?
your driver's license, as proof that the check is yours.
Right.
Well, that you will be in perfect health.
You'll guarantee me for $1,000 a month that I will be in perfect health?
It will cost you, and that you'll get perfect health, perfect for the rest of your days.
That's unbelievable.
Right. Of course, there are a couple of minor exceptions.
Exceptions?
You will have got it, but in any major policy, there are exceptions.
Oh, void where prohibited by law.
Yeah, and anything like an act of God or a natural disaster, right? That's on the new horizons of medicine.
What do you think your billing will be for the coming year?
Oh, my billing? Well, let's see. What quarter are we in now? We're
First
quarter. Yeah, well, by halftime, we should be $250,000, maybe, up there.
$250,000.
But all this isn't money. Look at the clothes on my back. You can only wear one suit at a time, only drive one car at a time.
Palm Beach suit, is it?
Yes, it's natural tweed. Do you like it?
Yeah, very
and,
nice.
you only live in one home at a time, but all this money is plowed back into important projects.
Like?
My boat.
Well, Dr. Markup, our time is about out, and there are two police officers I see through the control window that are motioning for you to join
you two
them.
guys again.
It's been a pleasure, Dr. Markup,
Thank you.
having
Call
you
me
with us.
anytime, except on Wednesdays. I golf.
Wednesdays,
like half a day Thursday.
golf.
I'm in the clinic on Friday.
Half days,
and Monday
Thursdays,
I'll
you're
be in
out
Jamaica.
in,
Right.
Jamaica?
Give me a call.
Okay.
Call my answering service.
Of course, today, there are a vast number of specialty clubs. You have the Weight Watchers, the Daughters of the Revolution, sports car clubs, etc. But perhaps one of the clubs that accomplishes the most would be our own local Self-Improvement League. Originally scheduled to speak with us on this subject was Dr. Jerome Jekyll. However, Dr. Jekyll couldn't make it. So we have with us another Self-Improvement League representative, Mr.
My name is, actually, I think Jerome couldn't make it.
Jerome couldn't make it.
No, he felt inhibited, so I've taken his place. My name is Warfield Wallflower.
Well, how exactly does the club operate, or what are your goals?
Well, actually, you see, most of the people, we call our organization, it's self-improvement, you see, SIMP. SIMP. And it started because, I sat home alone so many nights.
You're not married.
Boy, am I not married. No, I'm not married. As I said, I sat home alone so many nights with the door locked and the light out and everything. I couldn't get a date with anybody. And then finally somebody came along and said, Warfield, maybe it's your fault. And I said, I haven't done anything. And they said, well, that's the problem.
That's the problem,
so I joined
right.
Simp.
Mm-hmm.
I became a simpleton, I guess, about 4 months ago. And I guess I'm going to stay a simpleton from the way they talk.
Well, what things have you managed to accomplish in your life since becoming a member of SIMP?
Well, my whole personality has changed. I wasn't always the outgoing person you seen it before you. I've learned we have a program, you see. We smile 37 times a day. I used never to smile.
You count them 37 times?
Yeah, and you got to be careful. You got to count them, because the other morning I used up my 37 smiles before 10 o'clock, and I had a wretched afternoon.
Where do you work, Warfield?
Well, actually, I work in the flower shop.
Flower shop?
Yes, sir. I make wax flowers.
Wax.
We call them dummies. I think they're tremendous, though. Of course, you can't smoke around them, you know.
Right.
Because,
right.
and they breathe, you know.
They breathe?
Flowers breathe. Oh, yes, we talk to flowers. That's one of the reasons I'm a simpleton. I talk to flowers so much, that's part of it.
Oh, I see, yes.
I mean, you have to talk to somebody.
Right. Well, do you feel more capable of coping with today's world, having, become a member of SIMP?
Oh, I think it's helped me tremendously, yes. I mean, I wear all those strong shaving lotions and everything. Now, I have a shaving lotion that's so strong that once I turned on myself.
I guess now you have raised your horizons.
Oh yes, I mean I don't just live from day to day anymore. You know, I've got as much as 36 hours ahead. I'm always planning now, and I wear loud clothes and things, and then I go in for table tennis, and I may be overdoing it a little. I'm becoming sort of a playboy.
A playboy?
Of the Western world, moving to California. Yes, I am. I'm tremendous. And all the girls they just are after me constantly. I'm very popular now. I go to dances and everything.
When did you begin to realize that you might have a personal problem?
Well, when my mother quit speaking to me. We'd always been kind of close, and she remembers me since I was a child. And we lost our relationship sort of, and I knew, the girls just wouldn't have anything to do with me.
Wouldn't have anything to...
No, my hair was falling out, and I kept stepping aside, but still it was, it was bad. And I realized that I had to do something, so I did something, I joined SIMP. And here I am today. I'm an officer now in SIMP.
An officer of SIMP?
I recruit.
Recruit?
Yeah. I spend a lot of time in public libraries and places like that, and then I belong to a bird watching club. I counted 743 birds this past weekend.
Well, back to SIMP, Warfield. How
there's
many?
A lot of them. Simpletons. We're a big organization.
How many people in the local?
My chapter. I'm chapter 3. We have several chapters here, and there must be in my group. I guess there must be about 500 of us here.
500 simpletons
on my block,
all gathered together at one place.
Yes, they all gather together. It's sort of we sort of share our IQ. One.
Do you, Warfield, have thoughts of marriage now and family?
I think of marriage. I think there's a lot of fallacy in marriage because I don't think that, for example, two can live as cheaply as one. Well, they can, but not as long. I had a friend who was married 7 times, to the same girl. He just lived in a small town. He kept getting introduced. I asked a girl once to marry me. Mm-hmm. I said, "Let's get married." And she said, "Who'd have us?" She was a simpleton.
Hey, does the local SIMP League seem to be growing? More people every day?
Oh, yes, it's growing. I mean, of course, it's very hard to get into it, You can't, we don't take just everybody. Uh-huh. You have to fill out a form and spell your name right and everything. It's a wonderful thing. You go through a series of interviews and screening tests to see if you're really a qualified non-entity. Otherwise, you can't get in. Because there are simpletons and there are simpletons, and I know what I'm talking about because I'm one of the biggest. Would you like to join?